I've got 5 free MLB picks coming up for Monday, June 9th. 2 games where the odds makers have it all wrong. A great spot to step in and fade one team. Plus, I'll be covering both games of the FS1 doubleheader right here on the Power 5. I made it 8 straight winners in the NBA playoffs last night. Thanks to everyone that was on board. My 4% best bet with Oklahoma City team total over 119.5. Now, it was not a good weekend in MLB. However, as I've said many times before, my clients have been treated to a winning record overall each of the first 5 months here in 2025. I'm a proven winner. Again, 8 straight winners in the NBA playoffs, over a decade of experience, up 35.3 units in all sports the last 16 days. So only a matter of time before we get red hot in MLB again. Without further ado, let's do just that with some free plays for Monday. As a reminder, feel free to smash that like button whenever you do agree. This is a rare instance where I think the Pirates are being undervalued here as they host the Marlins, 6:40 Eastern on FS1. Miami just one win its last 7 games, and that lone win required extra innings. 11-10 was the final score there, if I remember correctly. Now, not to mention, the Marlins are starting Yuri Perez tonight. This will be Perez's first big league start since 2023. He's coming off Tommy John surgery. Meanwhile, the Pirates are going with rookie Mike Burrows. Burrows was sensational in his most recent start. Tossed 5 2/3 shutout innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks in a 3-0 win over the Astros. Pirates also just swept the Phillies over the weekend, guys. They're 14-14 since firing Derek Shelton. 500 for them. It's reasonable. I just think they're the better team. They're at home. Minus 110 on the money line. Pirates are being underpriced, like I said earlier. Braves at Brewers, 7:40 Eastern. Not sure what the odds makers are thinking here, but a Braves team that's lost 7 in a row should not be a minus 170 favorite on the road. I know Chris Sale's starting tonight, but the Braves are just 2-3 in Sale's last 5 starts, and that's with the left-hander allowing 3 runs or less every time. I think this is a great spot to back the Brew Crew, plus 1.5 on the run line. Even if the Braves are victorious here, it won't be by more than a run. Not only have they lost 7 straight games, Atlanta, but they're just 3-14 over their last 17 games. Milwaukee, 7-3 their last 10 games, and that's even after a 1-0 loss on Sunday. They are 3-0 the last 3 times Adrian Hauser started. Hauser's on the mound tonight. Getting a decent team like the Brewers at plus 1.5 at home and only having to lay minus 120, too good to pass up, in my opinion. Rays Red Sox, 7:10 Eastern. This is a great situation to bet against the Red Sox, who are traveling back home after a big win Sunday night over the rival Yankees. As a matter of fact, they beat the Yankees each of the 2 games over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Did lose the series opener on Friday. I've discussed this many times before, but betting against teams that played on Sunday Night Baseball and then traveled to play in a different city on Monday, usually a wise decision in this particular instance. I also want to fade Boston starter Bryan Power, who has a 5.71 expected ERA and a 1.59 FIP. He's due for some major regression. You look at any number, it'll tell you that. Now, here's the issue. I don't really trust the starter for Tampa Bay, Shane Baz. So what we're going to do here is bet the Rays team total for the first 5 innings only over 2.5. I don't think it's asking the Rays too much. I don't think it's too much to ask the Rays, to score at least 3 times against Bayo. So I think they'll get at least 3 runs, Tampa will, in the first 5 innings. Blue Jays Cardinals, 7:45 Eastern. This may be a surprise to some of you, considering I've previously called the Cardinals overrated, but I think the wrong team is favored here. At home, the Redbirds should be closer to minus 130 on the money line. At least that's what my power rankings say. Can you really say Toronto is a demonstrably better team than St. Louis? I cannot do that. The Cardinals are 22-11 at home this season. I know that their starter for Monday, Andre Palante, does not strike a lot of batters out, and Toronto, as a team, strikes out the fewest times of any team in baseball. But Palante should be good enough here to help his team get the win. Again, just don't agree with Toronto being favored on the road against St. Louis. Last one, Mariners at Diamondbacks, 9:40 Eastern on FS1. I would take the dog here. That's the Mariners. They're starting Emerson Hancock. Hancock's allowed 3 earned runs or fewer each of his last 4 starts. Truth be told, neither the Mariners nor the Diamondbacks have been playing all that well recently, but at least the Mariners are coming off a win Sunday. The D-backs, they just got swept out in Cincinnati, scoring only 6 runs in 3 games. In a matchup of 2 slumping teams, why not back the dog? All right, recap time here of the Power 5 for Monday, June 9th. I like the Pirates as short home favorites on the money line against the Marlins. I like the Brewers plus 1.5 at home on the run line against the Braves. Braves lost 7 in a row. They should not be a big favorite, even with Sale on the mound. Rays, Red Sox. I like the Rays first 5 team total over 2.5. Bryan Power, he's not a good starting pitcher. Blue Jays, Cardinals. I like the Cardinals on the money line in this one. I think they should be the favorite, closer to minus 130. And then the last one, Mariners D-backs on FS1, the nightcap. I'd take the dog, that being Seattle. Comment down below with your thoughts on those plays. Let me know what you'll be betting on Monday night. I always enjoy reading that. Then head on over to wt.buzz/BP for all of my top selections. You can get 7 days for just $77. Again, 8 straight winners in the NBA playoffs. I'll have a best bet for game 3, hopefully posted by this afternoon. I'm up 35.3 units in all sports over the last 16 days. A winning record each of the first 5 months this year. A proven winner with over a decade of experience. So hop on board. Again, wt.buzz/BP. You can get 7 days of picks for just $77. A limited time offer. That does it for the Power 5 on Monday. I hope you enjoyed the show. Smash that like button if you did. I'll be back tomorrow with another show. A reminder, click subscribe. Also, don't miss the morning wager with myself and Mark Zinno. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.